Delaya regiments took to Mfabanfu Royal Fields once again to continue leading His Majesty's fields. The regiments delighted themselves with song and dance after working on the vast field.
Inkosi yakhuthata sibantu abenkosi lebati khulu emangweni uthi uphatha abantu angeke baphathe abantu ungadi imhambo nemasiko elife. Thina nje lapha siyajabula ngoba siyabuka ukuthi life liphelele. Singabe sifuna liphi nje life siyabona liphelele naku nje silakufa abantu kufanele ngonyaka.
Yawu sibonga nje uNkulunkulu kuba nathi nemadlodo ngoba nawo solo siyabona amajaha abambile isimo solo nawo igcwele. Kuyabonakala ukuthi hawu abantu bayithandzile abantu batinisele entweni yabo ngoba nawo umuntu wathi into lo ngiyona ungeyo usuke umuntu usibili ngeke ube umuntu na ungayadi imvela khune kuwe singaba ngiloko nje siyabona
bunanzi lo iculture yemaswati lemnanzi solo sicale sibuye ephondo sesibuya esihlabeni solo sikhona lena ke insimu lenkulu imfabantu na unganaka nje ngiyo leqise sihambe sibuye bukhulu bayo umnanzi sibili
abete batokhona kufunza muhambo wemaswati ngoma kuthi emsebenzini lo njena kuningi lokufunzako ufunza nekuhlonipha ufunza into letiningi letakwenda ukuthi kusasa kubonakala ukuthi nawe live ulibhekisaphi ngemfutho lo ufakako ubuke emajako ukuthi akuphatha kanjani kuhamba kanjani ensimini.
Hey ukukhuthata nje ngone ukukhuthata nje ngeke ukuthi akonjani isilima lo wethu ukukhuthata nje ngale ukuchaya
embane awu siyabonga abafana bonke siqhubeka nibambe
awusolo sayibamba sayithathe emshatsi solo sayibambile solo sabamba umdlo solo sayibambile solo sayibambile
alengakusho umfana wenkosi uthi amajaha akafake amandla ngoba lapha kunempilo kunako konke kunemijovo nako konke fitness uyithola khona.
Reporting for Channel Yemaswati News, Abongile Mabuza, Kimberly Mavuso, Mfabanfu Royal Fields.
Nature Eswatini stated that in year 2022 they will continue with their programs, which is enlightening Yemaswati on how they can stop the spread of HIV and AIDS in the kingdom. We conducted an interview with Sipesihle Ngwanyana, who is the information officer at Nature Eswatini, who elaborated on the matter. We have a report. As we have already entered year 2022, Nature Eswatini, which is an umbrella organization which is all about fighting the spread of HIV and AIDS, stated that they will be doing different programs in the new year. We conducted an interview with Sipesihle Ngwanyana, the information officer at Nature Eswatini, who elaborated about the programs that they will be having as an organization.
Kunqoba i-AIDS akusho ukuthi mhlawumbe kutabe khona amaphilisi noma mhlawumbe kutabe khona kwekwelapha ukuthi sitabe sesikwati kuyelapha i-AIDS. Kodwa kusho nje ukuthi kutaba bede umuntu kulomnyaka lo wa 2022 kuya embili lotawuthola ligciwane le-HIV kabusha. Kutaba bede futhi umuntu lotawufa abulawe i-AIDS ngekuthi yena mhlawumbe uthole ligciwane wase uyagula wase ugcina futhi soyasishiya emhlabeni. Sikusho ngani ke lokho? Sisho ngoba sive semaswati lesinyendi ngatulu kwa 200,000 wemaswati aphila neligciwane le-HIV ayasathi isimo sawo sengadi. Kodwa ke noma kunjalo akusiwo onke lawa laphila ne-HIV ladla emaphilisi. Ngakho kulo 200,000 wesive lesiphila ne-HIV sina about 60 to 70,000 wesive lesingawadli emaphilisi. Ngulapho ke ngilo 5% lapho ochamuka khona nasithi nje si ku 95% wemphumelelo noma mhlawumbe ema milestones lesiwendile kuyo i-HIV kunalo 5% wesive lesatiko ukuthi siphila neligciwane le-HIV.
She mentioned that they will make sure that they close the 5% gap of 95 by making sure that 100% people are on treatment, 100% people know their HIV status, and 100% people are having protected sex with their partners. I am Zandile Mpapane for Channel Yemaswati News with Mxolisi Mavuso Mbabane. The ESWATINI electricity company, during an interview with our reporters, confirmed that about 2,600 families were not attended to following this fact that the roads are in a very bad state. They mentioned that their workers could not access any homes in the process. We have a report. The heavy rains that occurred in the kingdom had a negative impact, especially regarding electricity supply in different homesteads of the kingdom. A lot of homesteads reported the different faults at the electricity company. Our reporters today conducted an interview with Mr. Kaya Mavuso, who is the informations officer at the company, who explained where they are in terms of fixing the faults that were reported.
Kusekhona tindzawo lesolo singakhona kufinyelela kuto lapho emakhasimende solo etegesi khona ikakhulu ngileti ndzawo letifake ekhatsi bonhlangano bohluthi Malkens namanzini ngitona letingathi tatsinzeka kakhulu kulesikhatsanyalo sesinemakhasimende lala kubo 2600 lesolo singakhona kucetha kwasida kodwa ke sikhonile kuthatha ema-teams ethu lasuka kulamanye emadepo ngokuthi aye ayosida lapho la kushoda khona. Siyacela nje nekukhuthata kumakhasimende ukuthi bamane basibeketelele bekunene senda tonke etaba letikhona ukuthi sifinyelele kulawo makhasimende lawo. Kona kuletinye tindzawo vele kuseselukhuni ukufika siyathemba ukuthi lo simo selitulu sithi ngathi liyahamuka sitawukhona ukuthi kumbe kome lapho la kukhona la singakhona ukufinyelela khona. Letinye tindzawo lokukhuni ngilokuthi kugedvuke nalomgwaco so asikhona vele lokufinyelela khona ngenxa lo.
He mentioned that about 2,600 families could not be attended to because of bad weather, which resulted in some roads being in a very bad state, hence some homesteads were not accessible.
Siyakhuthata ke nemakhasimende ukuthi asibikele sitokhona kwadi lokuthi vele kunenkinga lapho. Na ubikile nje ubika kule self service platform yethu lo stabo H labangifona hash sitawube siyakhona kulisida lelo khasimende. Lesingakukhumbula sive ukuthi thina si essential service noma ngalo holiday.
He mentioned, however, that the company is doing everything in its power to make sure that every case is attended to.
Sivali thina siyinkampani yasemagesini. Kungiko ke sinema platforms lamanengi ukuthi emakhasimende abike ngoba kulesinye isikhathi ke kwendeke ukuthi kumbe kube nenkinga ye network lenye platform ingasebenzi. Kungiko lama platforms ethu asihlanu lesiwakhuthaza ukuthi amakhasimende awasebenzise.
He concluded by urging Yemaswati to use the different helpline platforms of the company to get assistance and further report electricity faults. I am Zandile Mpapane for Channel Yemaswati News, Mbabane. ESWATINI joined the rest of the world in commemorating the International World Braille Day, whereby Mr. Mandla Metula, during an interview with our reporters in Manzini, stated that the theme for this year is all about encouraging people with a visual impairment that there is still a future ahead despite all those challenges. We have a report.
Today it is Braille Day, whereby blind people get to appreciate having books that help them to read. We spoke to Mandla Metula, who is the director of Navi, who stated that even though they come across challenges as people who cannot see, but it brings them joy that there is development around people who cannot see in the country.
Louis Braille wenda taba ukuthi akhone naye kungena ku system yekufunda ngendlela yakhe yokusebenzisa le Braille format. Namuhla ke sibuka usingumhlaba indzaba yokuthi shape your future. Lungisa likusasa lakho. COVID-19 usifunze lokuningi singemaswati. Uthi tinto tendiwa digital. Umuntu longaboniki nakhuluma digital vele ukhashana. Sasalela emuva into ekuningi lokuningi bekufunzelwa kubo media ku social media uthola ukuthi indlela yokufunda ngomuntu ongaboni ayihambisani nalolu hlelo manje ke thina nasicommemorate iBraille siyabonga ukuthi yasida ukuthi akhona umuntu ongaboni kufunda kodwa ke sithi ay integrate into digital space afunde nangale modern technology umuntu ongaboni ukuze naye ngedusalela
kuleti khathi teligciwane le COVID-19 engabe kukhona ingcinamba lenike nabhekana nato nini
dinengi sicishe ngoba sibantu njengabo bonke labantu silahlekelwe ehlobo labanengi bagula labanye wathola ukuthi baphelelwa mathuba labenta ukuthi bakhona ekuphila ngoba bayatisebenza bayatendela imisebenzi yetandla lapho abathengisa khona sekude labatawuthengisa khona.
Kepha kulula yini ukuthi nidivikele nini kuleli gciwane?
Kumelula ukutivikela ngekufundiseka nangekuchubeka sifundisane nathi. Uma sengifundzile mina ngichubeke ngifundise labanye ngibatshele ukuthi na indlela yokudivikela kumelula, kodwa ke lokhu amelula akusho ukuthi asihlali singabi sengodini yekulithola leli gciwane. Kakhulukazi thina singabona kumelula kakhulu ukuthi singalithola ngoba isikhathi lesiningi sisebenzisa ukuthinza ngetandla la sihamba khona noma kulendzaweni lesikwendayo. Manje letandla lethu uthola ukuthi titsinza endzaweni la khona kunale gciwane khona bese uthola ukuthi.
Reporting for Channel Yemaswati, I am Mpilo Dlamini and Nondlandla Thwala in Manzini.
Welcome back. You're still tuned in at Yemaswati channel. I am Zandile Mpapane. We shall get back to our news bulletin. The Royal ESWATINI Police Service under the traffic unit was seen in different parts of the kingdom, making sure that only roadworthy vehicles travel in the different roads of the kingdom. We have a report.
Now that the festive season is officially over, the Royal ESWATINI Police have taken to highways to carry out road checks. The police force wants to assure road vehicle safety rules are being adhered to as the nation transitions back into its normal routine. We also spoke to Constable Moyeni Vilagati, who shed some light on the operation being carried out by the police force.
Bashayeli sebabuyela netisebenzi etibuyele emisebenzini letinye asithuba sithola timoto sito make sure ukuthi vele tingoti tiyancipha emgwaqweni. Namhlanje lokwendekile enyalo wabo festive sikhaza ukuthi imoto inkumbi setithe lama number plate sithetha tingoti tibaleke tine imoto sifuna kusithenja namhlanje sicine nilama number plate siyacela ukuthi babukele emakhaya wonke le number plate ebengayikhiphile ayibisele emotweni.
We spoke to road users on their daily commutes to hear their stance on the undergoing road operations.
Info lesingayisho ukuthi siyajabula lokwendeka ngaso mphakathi sitawadi ukuthi nathi siphephile emigaqweni ezisahamba.
Ungathini ukukhuthaza abashayeli ukuthi bahambe ngemoto ephelile nangelitubaneleli kahle la kusela wayeka?
Hayi info lengayisho abashayeleni ukuthi asihloniphane emigaqweni nemithetho yemigwaqo siyihloniphe nabo baphathi basihloniphe ezibasika emigaqweni.
Babe Nkosi yami sekhululekile ento umsebenzi wawo nawo yasita futhi kakhulu. Imoto nayo ingahlolwa liphoyisa esikhathini esiningi uye ungaboni ukuthi kumele uyilungise itokuphephisa nawe endleleni.
Reporting for Channel Yemaswati News, Abongile Mabuza with Kimberly Mavuso, Elangeni. H5N1 avian influenza has been detected in Israel. The bird flu was detected in the village of Nahalal, northern Israel, among 42,000 turkeys. In recent weeks, the virus spread and was detected in dozens of chickens and turkey coops in northern and southern Israel, which then led to the killing of hundreds of thousands of poultry.
The scope of the current outbreak in Israel is massive, and we see that it's not stopping in the wild animals, so it is worrisome. And I must say that with the attention of the Israeli government and other countries to COVID-19, we should not neglect other public health hazards, and we must tackle avian influenza as well.
At first, about 2 weeks ago when they discovered the disease, about 50 to 100 dead cranes were identified here. Within a few days, the numbers reached thousands, and today there are about 5,000 to 6,000.
Fear of the possibility that the same person will get infected from human influenza and from avian influenza, and there will be genetic reassortment, and we will have a new virus that is both pathogenic and easily spread among humans. That's a theoretical possibility, but we must be very alert in order to prevent it.
A ban on all hunting in the country has been implemented to combat the spread of the flu. H5N1 bird flu can also infect other animals such as pigs, cats, and tigers, and in rare cases, humans. Reporting for Channel Yemaswati News, Abongile Mabuza, Ngoyoyo.
Coming back to our local news, Southern African Nazarene University administration confirmed that indeed they did receive a petition from the students yesterday. We have a report.
The Southern African Nazarene University students today delivered a petition to the management of the university. The main subject is to revert to face-to-face learning. Other issues reported, or rather other issues in the petition was that they have to reject the supplementary result of the Faculty of Health Sciences. Also the issue of 2 students who are said to have copied. Just to name a few. The petition was delivered by Kulegani Masego, who is president of SNAT, and Ayanda Mhlanga, who is Minister of Academics.
The petition to remain with us as the Secretariat, but to that sign at home too, abhale cards, aphinda sign ukuthi uthi receiving. Lesicela ku DSA, sidabe sihlela ground. Sicela nisibhalele nisiphendule because sithe sicela response within an hour. Asinzawo sidabe simela DSA. Lokuningi lesibhayela lapho DSA uyakwathi including abafundi nabamfayo bandlu leningafuni babuyisele eclassini lenisibafeyile. Siyacela DSA ukuthi lenzaba yalabafundi labangithuki siva buhlungu sicela indzaba yabe address. Nalokuthi DSA sicela le response within an hour nisihloniphe siyacela lo.
It was received by the Dean of Students Affairs, Sanboy Mamba.
Thembiso lokuthi sitawuzama labadzala batawuphendula konke lefanele bakuphendulela bese siyakubisa impendulo kini through writing ngoba sashito president wesimilo sitawuletha masigamane impendulo kama kanjalo ngoba labanye bangekho nje labadzala labanye abekho.
They were given only an hour to receive a response.
It was a joyous occasion today for residents of Fairview under the Manzini region as their road was finally rehabilitated. We have a report.
The Fairview Road, known as Gatwala in Manzini North under Stelwini, has been having water problems for quite some time now. As there was a project of water from Hillside that joins along Fairview North, the people from the community cried out for help and they were offered 1.8 million for the road to be fixed.
Lapha lamanti bekesuka letule Hillside nazo St Paul's ahlanganele khona la bese ke kuvaleka ke lo mgwaqo aphume amande angene kuma homestead community yasecela lusido enkundleni inkundla yaphumelela ngefunding lethu 1.8 million. Siyeswake lapho micro ke through micro ke waswathumela le valid contractors ngiyo le yakilungisa konyalo la lengabe seyicedzile ibanje kunako litulu ukuthi ke lebe kangaboni indulu litulu indalo so ke but nyalo nje sesila mgwaqweni kenyalo sesikhatha lo mgwaqo sitawuleya lama pipe emukele lama both sides ngala ka left na ka right.
Today micro project is busy with the constructions. Bukopo of Fairview North, Petrus Themba Twala further elaborates. Reporting for Channel Yemaswati, I am Pelimpilo Dlamini and Nonhlanhla Twala in Manzini.
Well, that's all the news we had for tonight, but before ending tonight's bulletin, let's take a recap of the stories which made headlines. Lamnyama regiments continued to win the King's Fields as the regiments were at Mfabandu Royal Fields. ESWATINI continues with their program in year 2022, which is enlightening Yemaswati on how they can stop the spread of HIV and AIDS. It was a joyous day for residents of Fairview under the Manzini region as their road was finally rehabilitated. That's all the news we had for tonight. Do have yourselves a very beautiful evening. Good night.